Right, when it comes to Amazon FBA, product research, and just e-commerce in general, I'm going to try and explain really quickly how to differentiate and get sales above the competition, even in a competitive market. If you don't know who I am, I recently sold my brand for 6 figures. I've been selling for many years online, and I own an Amazon agency where we manage many successful brands. With that experience, I get a very clear vision on the examples of how people start differentiating successfully. First of all, I want to note, this really depends on what type of selling you're doing. If you just want to do Amazon FBA, then there's multiple ways you can do Amazon FBA. You can do arbitrage, you can do wholesale, you can do private label, you can do unique bundles, many different ways you can do it. You can do international selling with arbitrage and wholesale and bundles in any different marketplace. There's opportunities everywhere, right? There's many ways to skin the cat. So finding a massive way to differentiate and make sure you're really different to the competition is only really necessary, right, if you're in a reasonably competitive market doing private label or unique bundles. But there's still tons of opportunity to do like normal bundles or low level private label without differentiating. But there's not tons of stability there. You want to differentiate as best you can in any market that you go into to avoid just being in a price war. That's the thing. So with that in mind, and I'm building a new private label brand right now. It's a niche medical skincare brand, and we are diving very deep into this. So let me just explain how we're differentiating. So our niche is very competitive. There's people in that niche, although we found a gap on Amazon, in the general niche in the ecosystem of e-commerce, and we want to be on multiple platforms, so it's important. In general, it's very competitive, and there's brands that have been around for 50 years and they're worth hundreds of millions, some of them owned by Unilever, for example. Very competitive. So because they've got huge budget and we haven't, we're only going to invest 50 to 100 grand into this, whereas they've got budgets of millions, tens of millions. You've got to be careful. And trying to compete on utility is one of the hardest ways because they've got the budget to be able to do that and test that. If we're trying to compete on utility and be really unique with formulas and ingredients and creating brand new products, innovating from scratch, that can be really difficult. The easiest way to do it that we're doing is marketing. Competing on marketing in this private label we're going into. Because marketing comes down to human emotions, and that's what we're doing here. We are positioning ourselves not as a utility in our market, but we've noticed there's a gap for that human connection, that real life modern day brand. Think of brands like Huel. Think of brands like Fussy, right? When you think of them, when I think of them, I think of modern day brands that have disrupted a market. The way we're disrupting our market in the new brand that I'm launching is rather than just being a utility, we're nailing down the marketing to connect with our brand avatar and really get noticed, right? The branding is very outlandish. Think Liquid Death, that brand. So they're just water, they sell water. But what they did was disrupt a very boring market that was just very boring bottled brands, and they called it Liquid Death and did some crazy marketing. That's what we're doing in our niche. We are disrupting with the marketing, with our brand message, making it extremely OTT, over the top, because that gets attention and speaks to our avatar. Now, as I say, this is just for private label, what we're doing. If you want to compete on a lower level with unique bundles or your own listings, you don't have to go down this deep. Obviously, the more you can do it, the better. You could compete by being highly luxurious in a market that hasn't got that. You could be the go-between between the medium-priced items and the luxurious items that people can't afford, or they don't want it too cheap. You could be £30 when the competitors are either £15 or £50. You could be the middle ground there. You can compete on price, I just don't like it. Or there is still huge of gaps in the market on when you use softwares like Helium 10 and stuff like that to find where there's sometimes, for example, if you type in Dubai chocolate, there's tons of search for that at the moment. 60, 70,000 people are searching for Dubai chocolate and stuff like that, and loads of relative keywords due to the virality of that product. But there's hardly any competition. And I'm surprised there's not many people competing in Dubai chocolate stuff at the moment on Amazon. So sometimes when there's enough search and not much competition, you don't have to be that different. But if you want to build a proper brand, if you want to build products that have got longevity, you need to find where your niche is. My last brand that I just sold, we got in quite early, to be honest. So there was some luck there, but we also worked very hard consistently launching new products in that niche that met our target audience. We didn't get distracted by other niche. We stuck to that one, and we kept launching consistently when the competition couldn't keep up with that. I was also, as you know, a master expert in PPC, hence why I own the PPC agency. So we were very good at the PPC launching, gaining rank and everything like that. And we constantly improved our listings, and the competition wasn't that high. So basically, in summary, there's loads of ways you can differentiate, but it depends what sort of level you need to differentiate compared on in terms of the competition in your market. I hope that's helped. If you want to contact me or my agency or check out any of the links that I've got in terms of discounts and stuff, hit to my link tree, guys, in my profile. See you soon.